Hey y'all, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in to Mo's Two Cents. It's your girl Mo here, bringing you another episode. I'm so excited that I finally decided to start a YouTube channel. I actually wanted to start one about, I'm embarrassed to say it's been like 10 years. I had so many different ideas, and I had a friend I wanted to do it with, and she just didn't seem like she was feeling it. And then I just decided not to do it. But now it's just been on my heart, and I just said, you know what? Even if let's just see what happens with it. I'm just excited to start this little community and be able to have people that you know we can share things with and pray for each other and be able to uplift each other during these times. Because right now, let me tell you, faith over fear. You got to have some serious faith. There's so many things going on everywhere, so many things. But I, I would like for you all to be encouraged. And I was thinking about something the other day. I was thinking about how much, you know, you ever been in a situation, even it can be friends, family, where you just feel like you do so much, you put so much into a friendship, so much into, a relationship with a family member, or it could be anything. And you just feel like you give so much. And then when the tables turn and you need something, there's no one there for you, or there's excuses being made, you know? I think, I'm the type of person I tried that, before God refined me because he's working on me. I think the pandemic is, last year with the pandemic and everything, I think that definitely gave me a chance to sit still and to think about things and evaluate my friendships, my relationships with people, because I'm a very, very much a giver. I'm a big time giver. And I feel like a lot of times with certain people, it wasn't reciprocated during special times. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't look for my friends to be everywhere and do everything I ask them to do. I don't even have like a lot of personal events and things for myself. So it's not like, if I invite you to something, it's very rare that I have like a big, to do. But when I do have something, especially if it's on a special occasion, I do hope and expect for my friends to reciprocate, especially if, and it's not a tit for tat thing, but you want your peoples to be there. So I think, the past year, um, it's just, I've been looking at different relationships and friendships and different things. And I said, wow, people can be very extremely selfish in this time that we live in now. Like, a lot of people just think about themselves, what you can do for them. If you look at a lot of the advertisements and a lot of things that's going on TV, it's about I and self. There's not really a lot of things talking about community and giving back and stuff like that. Shoot, all these songs talk about these people being gods and stuff like that. So what do you think that means? That's an I mentality. That's a selfish mentality. But I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to encourage, if you're a person that just you're so and I don't want to say so nice because, you're kind, you're kind hearted, and you try to look out for everybody. You try to, be on point for everybody. One big thing that we do subconsciously is we kind of expect for the people to do the same for us. And that doesn't necessarily happen. And 9 times out of the 10, it won't happen. You know, there, there are a lot of people that are like succubuses where they'll just try to suck the life out of you and only want you to do for them and chase behind them. But when you start seeing a person, like, say, you had a situation and you really wanted the person to be there for you and they weren't there for you, don't give them, if you want to give them another chance to see if they do the same thing. But what do they say? What's that saying? Shame on me once, or fool me once, then fool me twice, something like that. We have to be smarter, especially those that follow Christ. Like, I feel that they think that we're pushovers and we're not. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not going to get all rah rah. I could. I mean, that's my old self. I could get real hype, but for what? Like, you should be considerate and, know that if I'm your friend or family or whichever, I'm going to look out for you because you looked out for me. So, but in this season, I said that to say this. In this season, take a look in the mirror. If anything that I said sounds like something that you're dealing with, just know you're not alone, because, sometimes nice people, we tend to be assumed to be pushovers, or we're just people pleasers and stuff. No, it's not even about that. It's just kindness. What happened to just being a kind person? You ain't got to be all that other stuff. Just a kind person that was raised right. You know what I mean? Like, you're kind, you help people out, you do for folks. But what I will say is this. This year and last year, I've had to cut off a lot of people because don't take my kindness for granted. I'm kind, but don't use me, and don't, and if you're a type of person where you have a hard time, and this was me too, if you're the type of person that has a hard time cutting people off, you're going to have to fix that as well. Because, at the end of the day, what's the saying? And I know I'm probably going to say it wrong, but there's a time and a season for everything. And I'm only saying this because I had a hard time. Like, I was one of those people that was so loyal that I had a hard time cutting off things that I know I needed to cut off. Oh, no, I known them since we were in diapers. No, like, just because you've known a person since you were in diapers does not mean that they're the same person now than they was before, and then too, like I was saying, sometimes friendships are for a season, just a small, short season in your life. And then you grow up and you move on and you develop and do something else. So don't allow yourself, coming from experience, don't allow yourself to be used by anybody. And God doesn't want that anyway. If you use your heart of discernment, and even if you've had this girlfriend or your homeboy, this is for males. This message is for males or females. Even if you have your homeboy or your dude, or your a male friend that you've been friends with, and he's shady or doing some shady business, use your use your intuition, because if you don't, you might end up in a situation that you can't get yourself out of. God definitely puts things on our heart, and yes, we're going to get tried by things, because those are tests. I see everything that we're tested with and stuff like that. God is watching to see what you're going to do. Are we going to go buck wild and act a fool? Or are we going to, sit back and, figure out another way without flipping out and getting mad on how to, approach the situation or react? So just know this, you're not a pushover. And if you're having a hard time with people just walking all over you, get on your hands and knees and pray about it. Ask God to take that from you. And I will also say this, for those that are having trouble saying no, I want you to take a minute, right? Sit back and think about something in your life in the past that stems from somewhere. Think about your childhood. Did you have a lot of friends? Did you not have a lot of friends? Were you always being compliant to what they wanted to do, and your thoughts, ideas, and all that other stuff was pushed to the side? I always say this, and I'm going to continue even when I, talk to you guys. Always look back at your childhood, because a lot of things that we do or that we're going through, they stem from some type of trauma that has happened in the past. That's where it stems from. That's what I feel like. And if it's not from the past, then it's from somewhere. And I always feel like those things, those strongholds, when you feel like you can't say no to people, or you feel like you can't leave somebody or whatever, that's something. There's something there that you subconsciously or consciously can't let go of for whatever reason. So take this time to do you. And if you find yourself as one of those people that's really struggling, shoot me a comment below. I will definitely lift you up in prayer, because that's the one thing with us, followers of Christ. We have to be strong, and we have to put the armor on, and we can't be deceived and duped by these folks that are definitely not worth our time or energy. And when we see things initially at the beginning, if we see red flags, we need to be like, you know what? Why it seems like this person just keep asking me, or I keep doing, don't get me wrong. We are supposed to help people, but don't let nobody push over on you. Don't let anybody push over on you. Say no. And sometimes it may feel awkward saying it at first, especially if you're not used to telling somebody no. But once you do, and you really sit back and you own it, and you say, okay, God, I really mean this. I put my foot down. No. It'll be a sigh of relief, and it'll be a start of you independently thinking. Let's just say that. Because sometimes people like us, and that you come wrapped up in that. Honestly, you become wrapped up in the other person's life. It's just the truth. So anyhow, I hope that my little message helps someone. And please comment below if you've been through any of this, and if you'd like to share any of your stories. And also, I always say this, I'm going to always say this. If any of you guys are having trouble in these areas and need prayer, I will be able to pray for you. Just leave a comment below. Pretty soon, I'm going to come up with like an email address where you can send in if you want to send some prayers, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can, because I just feel like right now in this season, the kingdom of God needs to be unified. And there's so many people out there that are like me, that may feel like me, where I feel a lot of times that I'm by myself, because I'm very selective on who I hang out with, who I do business with and stuff. I've had to be that way, because bringing up what I talked about in the topic, I have been one of those people that have been, just too nice. Let's just say that. I'm not a punk, but I'm just been, a little too nice. And when I started saying no and changing it up and stuff, let me tell you, I felt like I regained some of myself back. So start learning how to say no, and don't let anybody use you, because guess what? We only let what happen. Okay, let me say this again. Do not allow that to happen to you, because it's not worth it. And you're so much more valuable than letting somebody just walk all over you. Really, so much more valuable. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this message today. Please hit the subscribe button. Thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, you can vote either way. Just leave a comment. Also, if you've experienced this before, and also if you need any prayer, please put it in the comments section. And as this channel builds, like I mentioned before, I will have an email address for prayer, because I feel that we all need it. And I feel like they say, two or more gathered together, it's better than one, and being a child of God, I feel like it's my duty to lift y'all up, and I hope that you lift me up as well. Take care. Have a good night.